What's up everybody, Bandit here. So it's kind of a nasty rainy day outside, so I figured we'd do this Taco Tuesday here in the garage. So today I want to talk about what I do as far as routine maintenance to keep my truck running up to its potential. There's a couple things that I do fairly regularly and probably more than the average person, but it's better to play it safe than sorry, and it only takes a couple minutes to run through all of this. So the things I normally do are check the tire pressure, check the air filter, both for the engine and the cabin air filter, check the oil, and occasionally I do check the fluid in the rear differential. So looking here in the engine bay, you'll have to excuse all the dust. I haven't had an opportunity to clean the truck since we got back from our Uwharrie trip, but I do try to do this maintenance kind of before and after all of our more large-scale wheeling trips, just to make sure everything is okay before and after we get back. So go ahead here, check the oil. It is just this yellow dipstick here, and we'll wipe this off, put it back in, and check the fluid. This fluid has not been replaced for about 8,500 miles. I did not have them change my engine oil at the 15,000 mile service because Toyota does just recommend doing it every 10,000 miles here. But let's take a look at this oil color here. So as you can see in the light, it might just be a little bit darker, but it does still look okay here on both sides. And I'm sure that'll last the next 1,500 miles until the 20,000 mile service. So go ahead and reinsert this dipstick. Move over here to the air filter. So the air filter is pretty standard. It's very similar to a lot of the other Toyota vehicles. It does just have these two clips on either side. You'll have to release those and rotate them out of the way. Then it has two tabs here on the bottom. So you'll just remove your air cleaner and take a look at your filter here. So again, it is a little bit dusty, but it's not too bad. We'll go outside and shake this real quick, and then we'll put it back inside. So to reinsert it, you just reverse the steps here. You go ahead and pop your air filter back in, align the tabs here on the bottom, get everything lined back up here. There we go. Reinsert the clips, and you're good to go. Now while you're under the hood here, it is a good idea to go ahead and check your other fluids. You know, your windshield washer fluid's right here, your power steering's here, your brake fluid is on the other side, and here's your coolant as well. But everything in this truck does look fine, so we'll go ahead and move backwards towards the rear of the truck. So here we are on the passenger side of the truck, and looking here in the glove box. So to look at your cabin air filter, it is located here in the glove box, and what you want to do is kind of take out this little shelf divider that they have in here, and to do that you just want to slide it kind of up and to the left. There's two tabs here on the left side of the shelf that pull up. There's another two tabs that fit here into the wall of the glove box, and you'll have to remove both of those, but like I said, it just kind of pops up here on the side and then pulls out of the way. You'll want to reinstall that later. You can remove your manuals here. Then your filter is along this back wall, and actually along the back wall it says slide upwards to remove. So you're going to go ahead and do that. You're just going to lean in here, kind of pop it up and out of the way, and remove it. This reveals your filter. It has two tabs on either side to remove this little filter door. You'll go ahead and do that. Here's a better look at those tabs. See, one on either side. And then you'll just slide your filter right out of the way. So as you can see, it is a little bit dirty. You can go ahead and clean that out. To reinstall it, you just reverse all of the steps and you'll be just fine. So the final thing you're going to want to work on your truck and to inspect before you go on any big adventures is to go ahead and look at your differential fluid. So your differential fill cap is this one right here. It is a 24 millimeter if I remember correctly. But you just want to pop that off, and your fill line should be right here at the bottom of kind of where that fill bolt goes in. You just want to dip your finger in there, make sure it is at about the right level. It is somewhat clean fluid. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a 24 millimeter on me right now, so I won't be able to inspect this on the video. But I did just do this recently, and my fluid was really dirty. I went ahead and replaced all of the fluid, but I think the reason for my fluid being dirty is because water and other debris was getting in my rear differential here. Now, as you may be able to see here on the top corner, I did install a breather tube. Here's a look at the installation process if you wanted to add a differential breather to your truck. We found that the easiest place to start in this modification is going ahead and removing the spare tire located underneath the bed of your Tacoma. All of the parts that you'll need to remove the spare tire are located underneath the rear seat of your truck. By getting the spare tire out of the way, it makes it a lot easier to get your hands and tools to the top of your differential. It also exposes the X-shaped mounting bracket that normally holds up your tire. By exposing this bracket, we were able to route our differential breather hose up through this bracket to eliminate the use of external hardware. We then moved on and used a 24mm socket to loosen both the drain and the fill plug here on the differential. Here's the fluid that came out of Chad's TRD Sport after around 12 to 13,000 miles of driving. We then were able to move on and install new breather parts. We sourced these parts directly from Toyota. Both this breather and the part that goes on the other end of the differential breather hose were both gotten from our local Toyota dealer for around $15. This is a pretty economical modification, and it does certainly increase the longevity of your truck. We then were able to fill the differential with Mobil 1 synthetic gear oil. This was easy to get our hands on from the local auto parts store. Lastly, we were able to move on and remove the taillight. We used the cavity behind the taillight to mount the other end of the differential breather hose. This raised the location from which the differential would breathe, making it a good bit harder for water and sediment to enter your differential. All in all, this job took maybe 30 minutes to complete, and with the price of the fluid, cost around $100. So wrapping up here, there is only one other thing that I can think to check that I do before I go off-road, and that is your tire pressure. Now, what people run as far as tire pressure is kind of up to your personal preference and what terrain you'll be driving through. Here in the mountains of Virginia, I tend to run somewhere between 30 and 35 psi when the tires are warm. Now, I have had that all the way up to 40 psi, but there's not really any fuel economy gains when you're up that high, and it is kind of a rougher ride off-road. And I found that when the tires are between 30 and 35 psi when they're warm, that is kind of the happy median, at least for the kind of driving that I do. Now, on the side of the tire, I believe it says you can go up to about 55 psi. Personally, I wouldn't recommend going that high. About 40 is the highest that I would recommend. But again, a lot of that is up to you and your driving style and everything else. So let me know what you think about the stuff that we checked here on the truck. You know, it does only take a few minutes to look over all of that, and it will give you the peace of mind out there on the trail so you can go have fun and not worry about your truck breaking down. Now, a lot of the trucks, at least that we're driving here for the third generation, should be perfectly fine. You know, they are still under warranty, and your local Toyota dealer should be looking over all of this when you take it in every 5,000 miles for the checkup. But personally, it does give me peace of mind just to go ahead and check this, and it does only take a couple minutes to do that. So let me know what you think. Do you check over all this kind of stuff when you go out on the trails, or am I being a little bit paranoid about the whole situation? Leave all of your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all very much for joining me here for this Rainy Taco Tuesday. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We'll catch you next time.